Welcome back to the channel. Today we have massive news coming out of General Motors that is going to force a complete rethink of the EV battery landscape, at least in North America. For the past year, the entire industry has been rushing towards lithium iron phosphate. It's cheap, it's durable, it's dominated by China, it's a known quantity. General Motors was supposed to be part of that wave. And, well, the Chevy Bolt does use lithium iron phosphate batteries, and they literally retooled their massive battery plant in Tennessee to build LFP cells, lithium iron phosphate. But GM just threw a massive curveball. They are abandoning LFP for their vehicles. Now, energy storage, different story, but for vehicles, it looks as though they're pivoting to something different, which is LMR or LMFP. Now, let's clear up a huge misconception right off the bat. A lot of reports are confusing these new batteries with LMFP, lithium manganese iron phosphate. That's actually not what General Motors is doing. So the reason I said before or LMFP is actually because that's what a lot of other people are doing. And that's incorrect. LMR batteries are lithium manganese rich cells. So what's the difference between LMR and LMFP? Well, LMFP is just your standard lithium iron phosphate battery with some manganese sprinkled in to increase the voltage. And that's exactly what is in the new BLD Blade battery version 2 and Geely's new version 2 Golden Brick battery. LMR is a very different animal. It is essentially a high nickel battery with all the expensive controversial stuff stripped out. A traditional NMC battery, the kind powering most long-range EVs today, is roughly 85% nickel, 10% manganese, and 5% cobalt. GM's new LMR chemistry is 35% nickel, 65% manganese, and 0 cobalt. So far less nickel, far less, and 0 cobalt. On the Electric Viking website, I'll put a link in the description below. We have more articles about electric cars and battery technology than any other website that I'm aware of in the world. So check that out. Link is in the description. And there you'll find our videos and analysis and articles about everything going on in the EV world. Manganese, guys, is dirt cheap. That's why Tesla have been actually working on a manganese battery for years now, in fact, for more than 10 years. So manganese, not only is it cheap, it's highly abundant and it breaks the reliance on China's LFP supply chain. But here's the data that actually matters. According to GM's new battery chief, Kurt Kelty, these new LMR batteries cost roughly the exact same to manufacture as a standard LFP pack. To be honest, I don't know if I believe this, but that's what they're saying. But because of their nickel manganese architecture, they deliver a massive 33% higher energy density than the absolute best LFP cells on the market today. Let me put that into real numbers. Take the massive Chevrolet Silverado EV. Right now, it gets an EPA rated range of 492 miles using a very big, very heavy, expensive, high nickel NMC battery pack. In fact, it's a 200 kilowatt hour battery pack. General Motors says if you swap that out for an LMR pack of a similar size and weight, you retain the range, but the cost to build that battery pack goes down by 6,000 US dollars. That's pretty wild. 6,000 US dollar reduction in the cost to build it with the same range. So what shocked me, guys, was the fact that not only is the price going down by that much, but they're not sacrificing any range at all. For a mid-range crossover SUVs, this is the exact margin needed to bring EV sticker prices directly in line with combustion engine vehicles. And I think what this would mean is General Motors and Ford and Tesla and whoever else wants to make electric pickup trucks, that's what we need. That's where the transition hasn't really happened yet for pickup trucks worldwide. Not just in North America, but also in Southeast Asia, in Australia, in everywhere that we buy pickup trucks. That's where this will matter the most because it means pickup trucks could be cost comparable to manufacture, maybe even cheaper than V8 powered pickup trucks. If LMR is so great, why hasn't anyone used it yet? Well, the technology actually surprisingly dates back to the 1990s, but it was plagued by massive engineering hurdles called voltage attenuation. Basically, the batteries would lose their voltage capacity very, very fast over time. So battery degradation was just enormous. And that was the same problem the industry's been facing for, in fact, even the last 10 years. But over the last decade, General Motors and LG Energy Solutions, who hold over 200 patents on this tech, 200, figured it out. Using proprietary coatings and particle engineering, they stabilized the cell. General Motors has already coated over a ton of this cathode material and tested prototype cells to the equivalent of 1.4 million miles of real-world EV driving. It's going to restate that. They're saying these batteries, in theory, could do 1.4 million miles or more. That's 2 million kilometers. In fact, it's more than 2 million kilometers. They've proven the degradation matches their current 8-year, 100,000 mile warranty standards. Even better, they're packaging these as large prismatic cells. Think the size of a coffee table book, which reduces the number of components inside the battery pack by 50%, meaning the battery pack is also much lighter than an NMC pack with the same range. So you might be thinking to yourself, well, where does that leave LFP? Kurt Kelty was blunt, telling reporters there is a possibility where LFP does not earn its way into our portfolio. Now, he's referring to their car portfolio, not their energy portfolio. And that's a clear distinction I think is important to make. That massive Spring Hill, Tennessee plant that was supposed to build LFP for General Motors cars, it's still opening, but those batteries are now going entirely to stationary grid storage and data centers, which could be an even bigger market than cars. NMC will stick around for ultra high-end luxury vehicles, at least for a couple of years, but for everything else, trucks, SUVs, mass market cars, LMR is going to be General Motors' workhorse. Commercial production is slated not until 2028, so it's still a couple of years away. But this could be very well the chemistry that tips the scales back toward North American manufacturing. Or not. Let's wait and see. Guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Are you sold on LMR? It's a pretty new technology. I'm not sold, but I am sold on General Motors testing. If they're saying they've tested these to do more than 1.4 million miles, then that's some seriously impressive testing. And I'm excited. This is actually really cool tech that I think will make a big difference. If it can reduce the cost of a battery pack by what it sounds like up to 50%, then all of a sudden General Motors might actually be able to make a profit selling EVs, which would be game changing for them and for North America. Let me know your thoughts in the comments because that actually helps the algorithm. So thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Need expert advice on what car to buy, what solar system to get, what home battery to get, or potentially for your business? You can get, guys, a one-on-one consultation directly with me, 60 minutes of tailored guidance. This might help you avoid making a huge mistake spending money when you shouldn't, or potentially save you a massive amount of money. Click the link in the description below because I can assist you, and why not? The link is in the description. Thinking about getting solar, a home battery, or an EV charger? Check out Australia's best free comparison tool because it could save you a lot of money. Guys, click on the link below in the description and you can see how much you can save. Alternatively, give Resync a call. They are the guys who installed my battery and my home solar. I'll put a link to them as well in the description.